Until let's look at composition versus spirit. I want all of us to listen to this episode very well. Today, I want to talk about the composition of humanity. I'm sure you have one way or the other come in contact with such an incident where you were good to someone. You showed your best attitude. You did a lot of life-saving initiative. Gave the person your heart, your will, your mind, and did a lot of good things to the person. This is in relationship. Uhu guy no nye adwuma, uhu girl no nye adwuma bia wo de ni kosunya adwuma, ukoye pa kosoa construction, uto container, ubie saloon no, owie yo se wonya ne class. Yes, the ladies oche bayire eton bidie eton banana no boa wo ema wo ko school uwie ye ene wanya adwuma ye. Now lady ne ntebrofo enti onye wo class. We see these things every day. Obefa wo nua ne fie kurase kwa abrochire ensam ne ye bebre me ware wo na wuni hwe me befa bema we na ne tiri ho te se yi e ma ne be descending so low beyond their standard, just to make sure the man or no so be fitting in or be fitting in we ye no akosi sende bia meka me si wonni mo nipa bia da age ne nsa aso nachi se obi ni bia wonnim ni suban age se owo bi ansa na obehu nipa se ni suban ni suban ni enkrofo go through a whole lot esevi madam for ne wona me ne wotena ase ana me ni ususu adwuma ho na me kɔbɔ obosia na me de baaye me de me dan si wo ehye wo nsase si ma me to cars na me de ba se fa ye adwuma na nya bidi na me so me nya bindi me employ wo na wonni hwe ye won krofo ni bi wo hɔ a omu ye lifeless being e ye obi no wo life na do ho be kɔ akɔbɔ no na wabra ba atumi aye mre san krofo no de wo ho bɔ wo ho na wo ye omu ye wi a ɛdeɛn na ase na ye omu de ma wo One na ya adwuma 10 years no nye nipa bone enda wo gyaye wo nsem bebre ka e wo no ho me befa wo fie kurase na me de obetena me fie enda de na wo ka fa me ho. All these things are things that are esi e wo yabra bomu wo ba krom ha na woni mobia na me boa wo na wo ye hopeless sebe na me ma wo hope ma wani da so enne no sen na e kominua ne wo na me de madwuma ene misika share wonsa ne krakra ne sen e befa wo ba se behwe madwuma so no wo wi ame ana wo ma madwuma ne ko so wo be bisa wo sa adenti na ya se niama we etimi esi e wo ye so only to realize that that person has also been repaying you with bad deeds after bad deeds. It begs the question that many ask: why do good people suffer in this world? Because the awuye nyinara edi me nipa nyinara still a nipa e ka wo ho asem bone ntu be bisa wo se nti adan na nipa bone ehie nipa papa na de na ma nipa papa esofa na momie bisa ye ho se ye ka ni se nso a wo nso ye dan na wo de owi ase a wo ba ye nipa bone nko a na wo hia ye won krofo bi wo ha so mo ka wo ho asem na wo te a wo betumi afe nyame amboa wa ubetumi atofom na etumi hyewa ma wanhwe ni ye fe dia obeya ne se obewehyi se owuo mpo strike nipa no immediately because obedwen unnim ne enti a esese such a person waba foma ma no aye bibia ma no so ono so besebi no ono ebeba be ye usei ubebisa ho se die enti na nipa papa ebere korasa e wo wiase. Why is it that someone can come into your life and you try to help the person and all they want to do is to harm you, break your heart and make you suffer? They want to finish you. Eya wo bisa ho ebi tumi bisa mo se nti me pa boni be na mai ada no bi a meye ne papa bi ode boni tu ameka. If that's what you think, this is your episode. Eto de bi a aya ehimia se niama bebre minimende minim se wonim se niama we na wuti se niama we ase wanhwa wonchi ni pampo na ade no kra oni wo pesa wonchi ni mpo na pesa ode ne boni che na wo pesa ode ne boni che no ono nsem obekeka wa abontinti na ye wo se wo pesa wo chi no na wo ye ni bibi na nso nka wo jai ni pa ne se onkwa na nkeye. Because sometimes, want to maintain the pass. Why do good things happen to bad people? These questions all the time. Why do good things happen to bad people? Yen nanumpo wakase bimpo se ni papa ncheri asasi so. Ade nti na ni papa ncheri asasi so. Na ni paboni ni die ochewa asasi so. And so this brings me to talk about the composition of humanity. Sa niyama we eye niyama ha ye yiye pa. Utie niyama we nyina newi a. Afi wan hwa ha ho biom. Truthfully. Recently, an issue happened. Na me ped me word some Aldo bag bi listen say me hu the kojim. Na misika me di me ta discussion because me to me shia nkrofo bebre na omo ye na you have to na we mpo de na me de kofa me niam bi nkosi obi we airport na kofa me niam. Sika kese we ayira wom na we ayira wom na me say okay. Oni ni Panama odonti unform into microscope asisa wo check upon them when you love someone. So I said, okay, if I don't look for this money, they will think that me ni hwe wo me ho. Nti me to direction kitu we bi share me egu me envelopes na me de share bag mu. Ni panify o te bag no ho saa na me copy ni so say nyam na me lucy na kote bag no ho saa na me hwe nipa na oye de oye ye na me bisa me ho say edin nipa beye wo wiase ama ne nyonko nipa na wonte sa niama we ase a na wo bedi wuyema sua ma because you can't believe say obema we ya wo boa ni betumi aye wu say you can't even believe so oba wo boa no onipa we pa ba bia na otepa ni ade ameyema no a onu yem untumi nti ase da. But when you have this knowledge, this is when you sit back and then you are like, oh, okay, so this is why this happened. This is why this happened. This is why this happened. About the side, you are calm. Until baby sound say, you see, like I said, the world is a prison because our body, our skin, our hair, black color na ye wono and white color na ye wono, the body that we have is just the uniform of the prison. It can be a prison setup, no. Why muna omo. A lot of people bring this etheric issues. Omo de baha no. Bibia ni wa ewo hawo. Bibia wuhunu wa ha bia ye bibia we etheric na ebinu manya ability and omo manifesti. So bia te sa asem we ase. Inti ye tiri ni ye honam ni ye niama ye di te say example na me start show na me ye ma o e wo jail wall ni mu no and prison hono no. This is how our body is like. Ye wo tiri ni obi awo ni obi awo nose obi awo sin obi awo we we look like we are all human beings. Are we all human beings? And am mankind. Ano na me bisa ho asem say uhu ye yina na yesese ye yina ye nipa ye yina etumi ne ye ho kasa ye yina ye nipa ye yina adekoro nti ne ye wa ha. Can you say wukunu na one ne ti da mu ho no woni ne nyina mu ye nipa mu ye adekoro? Can you say wo ba na wa wo no wo nyina mu ye adekoro mu ye nipa ade na ne kasa afi onti ade na wo ba ene wo ko ntokwa twese kan nyina wom? Why do you think this is happening? Obi a wona to aduane mani di eto atade ma ne se ade no behave sir. Are we all the same? I'm not saying this to denigrate any race or any culture. Tisa me can say white and I say black, men for what drink crank. I'm saying this to give you a mind idea of how our being in the universe is. So we all be so we all bruni. Our real personality is inside us as a spirit. This mechanism no is just like the jail uniform. Everybody is wearing one. But obiya ni jail term and obiya so ni crime. I didn't about prison ho. Sani your body no akwa ye. Our real personality no etiyemu eno na ye sunsum no. The spirit in us connects with this uniform through the soul. People get confused about the spirit and the soul. And then also before this episode will go you will understand the difference between the soul and the spirit. Na ubehu obia nso so na dwuma oye. Nti when you talk about Trinity, this is Trinity, body, spirit and soul. It's not about a particular belief we muna experiencing what is called Trinity. Trinity is part of us, our body, the spirit, and the soul. Ejuma ben na we mu nyina ye. Why na connected with one? Ehifa na nkrofo we nyina ni hye. Omo te faako, but omo nyina ni hye faako. Ana obi ani hye bibi. Eno na nne no, me pese me ni omienu no ehwe. In this earth realm no, this is the entity that controls here. Reason I say we are powerful. Because a spirit that is sitting somewhere, no, only Trinity, only body. And even some of them don't have souls. Man, you're confused. We will get there. So the spirit is very far away from the body. I know people will not. The spirit, I said, is very far away from the body. The intermediate organ or system that connects the spirit to the body is the soul. I think I have to pick this very place and make it but you will get this. So our true nature is our spirit, not the soul, not the body. Do you get me? I said our true nature is not the body, it's not the soul, but the spirit. As I go, I will break it down and I will explain. Because mostly we get confused about these three entities or these three organs. Until as I go, I will explain. The soul only records information from the body's encounter and shares this information with the spirit without the body knowing. The soul is connected with the body direct. But the spirit does not connect with the body. But it is the soul and the intermediary for the body and the spirit. Get this for me, Paucho. I have told you this is pure download. Someone was telling me in America the other day that when you make episode and we see other you or internet and so on, when we listen, your messages are always different. And I told them I go through a whole lot to get my messages. And my boss also goes through a whole lot to get these messages together for me so I can read it for you to watch. Because the soul is closer to our true nature. And what is our true nature? Body, spirit, and soul. Connection to who is superior. And if there's anything else we working on, name di sanyama mi and say so adeɛ working and I'll be working also. But the soul only interprets what the body has and stores it for the spirit. Therefore, our true nature is hidden in us. It is inside of us. This is why I keep screaming. Don't look for anything from anywhere. Your true nature, your divine nature is hidden inside of you. And why is it hiding inside of you? And we've been thrown into a prison with it. Enti aha no na ye wo no eno ne medical ebubu mu no e de akere wo no te say enu say unim cry now no you know the difference between body, spirit and soul. Na mama a little bit of omo adwuma a omo ye na mama wate ase so ye body ye sin ye ni bibia ye wo no say ye prison atade ye nyina ye hyebi mama wate ase obia ne crime ene obia ne so jail sentence enti no. Don't think you can control everybody. Now, why I'm saying this, no, I will explain. This topic has become very essential because of certain things I've realized in, again, our new age awakening. Because when you hear awakening, when you hear consciousness, nadverti everywhere, yes, it has gotten to mankind, and the time has come for mankind to find him or herself, because there are other beings who are also interested in taking over this 3D world, and they are eager to put man in sleep at any cost. And the way ayewo spirits and our entities and our beings they are eager to put us to sleep. No? The same way yewo messianic people who are also coming back to help us to wake up. But what mankind is confused about is the branding and the words, because they are the same words, they are the same light, they are the same energy, but the impact and the works is what mankind is not able to differentiate. So what am I trying to tell you? There are true divine messengers, and there are messengers for the beings who want to enslave mankind and put mankind to sleep forever. Why is this so? Because these beings, they can create anything inferior from the divine, but they can never create souls and they can never create spirit. This is the difference. They can create human beings. They can create the mechanism because they can sleep with somebody in the dream. The person might get pregnant and build the body for them. They can also create a soul that would intermediate, but they can never create spirit. I want everybody to understand this. This is what mankind is not getting. The reason human beings with all the atoms and all the nitrogens and all everything you can think of, nipa who say osa, no who say spirit be and better. You have this trinity in you, and a spirit that has only one thing. Ewo so esan body kan ho a onu oni bi. Na onsan so nya akwanya Emba hambe experience hano, wokotono or enslave you forever. This is why I'm saying the supreme being doesn't care, has nothing to do with anything called worship. We and a problem no. When a ya samna, ye can every day ni de ni atete ni amani hunu and ni atata no. We are not going to keep quiet. Because we ni audi hu ade. Now who the beings that are ready to come and take over the little souls now, the little spirits now. Omwenya soul no mo tumi the body aka ho no. Person mo take you over. No mo person mo to a particular place for the rest of their life. So when you will stop preaching worship and everything to anybody and start talking to people to find their true nature or their true selves. When there a problem no. Eniyama bebre na ekoso, the normal eye cannot see. And I desperate for necessary things. Brandings ahodowo. Niyama ye chesi. Esuni fasoma aha uti. You see, anytime in any age, when humanity attempt to wake up from this slumber that we call life, there is an opposition entities and familiar spirits that also come back to make sure that we sleep in and slumber the more. And when you look at the consciousness, there is a particular man who has been on my platform for about 2-3 times. And when he started preaching, I'm like, oh, wow. Osi bibiye ni wa ewo din say consciousness, say yoga, say Christianity, say Jesus, osi bibiye ni ho sa eya de kro. I was like, oh, wow. 2 years, 3 years later, the same person, the messages. So I'm like, so what has changed? I'm somebody, I'm need to formation ni papa. This person or starting, no to omoka historians are ube freno. So omoka Bible like keys are ube freno. Now what is happening? Say won kofa akom, any nananom, any necromancy, any way begum, so people will listen to you. So I sit back and I watch and I'm like, wow. So, where is the growth? Is this person growing backwards or growing forward? And now, is it because you have to say what people want to hear? So people will follow you. What is it about? Is it about business? Is it about fame? What is it about? But if you are so enya wo dia. But dia me pesa me kira ni say anytime mankind ne mmere beso na ewiase ni betwa ne ho na ebeba na ede oje eba no. Not these beings, so the very people will put their trust in them. So they put them into more sleeping and slumber. Ubeda. Enti no efe no mo benye nipa nso mo be brandi niama ye be puti nipa e de ekọ sleep. The reason you see all the group things and niama bebrebe ekoso. I don't want to divert. Let me finish this and then I'll come back to the spirit that opposes us. Because I make say time be any pay benyane na entities and beings be so ba omo make sure somebody yembeto ndani mu more. Ube bisa say omo ye de ben entities. Now why are they opposing us? Omo mpese ye benyane. Na me mpese me divert na episode yi so ewa no ntino me de habesi ane bia eno minjaye. Then we talk about it. Many spirits from many dimensions occupy many bodies in this world as prisoners. Medicine why about souls, makatro about soulless beings. My yes, you can go and watch this that episode after this episode, because the universe is vast and energies may come from different origins. Eya we say ye nyina ye nipa nti say ye nyina ya adwen ko ba bankrom emfa, because baby obi free ba no nim ho unim ade e create no say sunsun bi mpo na ni obi koda ye no wawo obi a say nipa no ye different orientations are born in similar prison uniforms. Inti nipa na ye nam won e from different orientations, e bi no mo ye different energies are omo free baby, which are not the same. But only pani origin and they determine adia etinimu. Into the uniform, yes, we all have. I have told you, we all have our crimes that brought us into this jail place. Now we all have our jail sentence. So we are not the same. Baby, a beautiful bano, omu pre nipa ye ne bone a onim say ye bone. Anka nyese be shoke wade a wo ye ma nipa yi nyina ode bone atu. Baby o free ban, that is what they do. Or who anything wrong with it. Baby mo so wo no ma, they find it difficult to hurt a fly. Or no so baby o free ban de o no. Nti obi eniwa spiritually there is nothing like bone. There is nothing like papa. All the bone and the papa we see exist on this 3D world. So enipa hodwa fifa jail dress ni bi. And omu nyina wa ha omu say a jail sentence in this 3D world. Like I said, bonene papa is not in the etheric. There is nothing like papa ni bone, hell and heaven. They all exist in this 3D world. Any energy that is arrested into this body and kept in this world may look like a normal human being because of the mechanism, and may behave like a normal human being because of the jail dress. But the actions of that spirit being manifested through the body may be different, because ye esro ye crime ewo prison ha, ye so esro ye jail term ewo prison ha, but ye ye prison uniform and ye the same thing. Na ye ntrotro obi aso crime embo na pampem ni ye ntrotro obi a jail term, say wo jail term no kwa 1 day newu kwa 20 days newu. This should tell you that enye boni ne kunipa. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about the human body composition being different from the real energy spirit inside your body. Nti ye nyina ye wose, na ye nyina ye wo hwene. Ye nyina na ye bu atopa. Ye nyina na ye spread your legs. All the blowjobs and all the things we all do it, but we are not the same person. So be careful who you are carrying your thing into the mouth. Ha! Say yetisani ama we ase a ye nka ye humpo. I always tell people, you better know somebody spiritually than to know the person physically. Because when you know the person spiritually, it means you know the Nipano divine spirit, unim the true self of the person you are going to deal with. Unim ni jail terms, na unim ni crime. When I thought said man no, when I utia the school fees, no nya baby crank that when I man the baby die, then ni so da no say wusu. Did you check the person you are doing all these things for? If there are people who reward people, who have sympathy, who have love, there are souls who don't know what is called love. They don't know what is called tears. Inti esu awu sushe wu kunu enimu nyina ohu. Esu awu sushe wu yire enimu nyina, he doesn't care. Do you know who you are dealing with? Anka won complain bio. Enti ye nyina ye wo jail term. as universe ni mu. Ye na yes one uniform. But I've told you different crimes and different jail sentences. And so, if you go to a prison, you realize that there are a lot of people who come there. But even though they all wear the same uniform, what brought them there is different. Someone will go and steal cassava and then they will give him 6 months. Or no so be prison or be the same dress. The be the same number or be go through the same process. He will be in the same jail as someone who has also killed a baby, and a rapist, a murderer, a thief, an armed robber, a terrorist. They will all be in that same jail with the same dress, the same compound. But you see, different crimes and different jail terms. This is what the universe is, and this is what humans are in this universe. We are all here, the same uniform, but different jail sentence. And different crimes. And you could different things. Uti we ya se ade na wusu. Se ukunu ja wo ho, uba eja wo ho, no ne won kasa. You are just a portal. Make life easy for yourself. Me ma unware we, me ma unye say because na me wo. Hey! Ebi ana wuso, wo wi kasaba 6 months. Wo ba na wa ba no. A wo ha no no so ye nipa te se wa na wunua no we bia no no okum nipa. Ni hu ye won kwala ni bi wo ho kro mo ba. Crime no omo de ba no omo ba no omo start exercise. Ni maame no ode na ba no kro be ku no ansa na wa be wi ase. Do we understand these things? Do we? You are going to be in the same jail, wearing the same uniform as these people. Nkrofo we boni omo aye nyina de we wi abanchi. Ye nyina sa na wi ase na yete. Now, when you identify people by their uniform, you will not know who they are or what they have done to be sentenced to this particular jail. So we call prisoner, but maybe so be at the end of the day we buy catch us say small crime bill at the coporting or yeah no can tell. To winning in our jail ho mu say mu nyina mu ye prisoners. But obi an a crime, obi an a sentence. And so, you do not judge people by the experiences of their body. They say, eni biye ye no. Almost say, niyama no mo nanti a minim so mo nan ba ko na wasen ba ko se di ntumi hu. Some of these people harassed some of us because ye ni biye ja omo harass yen sa wa sore ho. Me de ma bre o. Ha, erade. Nti ye nyina ye nipa de ye uniform ne ye che aye nyina ye nyepe. Neither do you expect them to behave in a certain way by the experiences you have with their body. Nti uni ukunu no na yete usimo ni obi ankasa mo nfa call at 6 wan ba fie ntama wahala minia ebi a wo na wo ye bibia wo fie ho but ebi a wo je sentence ya wo tu ukowi abanchi. Ebi abema no no okun nipa anso oba na wan hwehwem na ne wo ho o ye wicked obetumi akun ti de wo ye bi emfa na ho wo be ha wo hu na firi na eko ana wo betwa so no wakon wa hwe wo ho na wa strategize na one na wo ho weti nyansa. People are made up of spirits, not bodies. Simple. At the moment your spirit leaves your body, you are dead. People are made up of different spirits from different dimensions and worlds. Ya unimani we asi we. Having crowd also ye bisawa you can't tell. Let's just imagine that out of the elements that you've been taught in school, you've been taught about a lot of elements. Ya chere mo elements ya chere mo school na me school no kra chere se me ntumi. You've been taught about elements in the air, elements in metal, elements in the ocean, elements in salt, elements in the grounds, elements everywhere in wood, elements in greenery, photosynthesis from many different dimensions. You've been taught a lot of elements. They all have seeds and they all bear fruit, just like we also have seeds in us and we bear fruit. Into all these are elements. Almost so swaba. ewo aba, just like we do. These elements represent different spirits and entities. And so, put in your mind that every human body composition has a different spirit from a different place, but just in the same body as yours, same prison uniform. This is very simple. If you understand this thing, you will never cry over any human being. The jail sentence niya, when I won't obey wejaw, I don't know because you don't understand this. Say nipa ne crime ni na one ne hye ho no a on to me nye papa. When that spirit finds itself engulfed in a body, the actual identity of that spirit cannot be told by the outside skin of the body. Untimi hwe nipa ho enkyere ni subanya eti ni mu. Untimi hwe nipa ho nkyere sunsumko a eti ni mu. Some people may be near to you and you want to be good to them, but where they come from in their spirit, they are supposed to hurt you. So why do you attract people who hurt you always? Find out. That's their true nature. Ye won krofo bi wo ho a omo ye nipa bonefo me ka kire lady bi. O se ni kunu ye say okoka kire ne maame no mo o se na me ka kire ne say obema ne ye narcissist a. Kai hu se ne maame so ye narcissist, ne papa ye narcissist. Asem na ba beto no betumi aso a wuntumi forget. The biggest mistake people make is that who feel say waware be man na waware oba no onye na oya ade akoka kire ne maame koka kire ne papa. What can they do? Blood is thicker than water, they say. You went to steal a banana and you have been given a jail room with someone who went to kill a baby. You are taller than that person. The person is shorter than you. And so you feel like the person is an angel. You did good to the person and you did everything without knowing where the person came from. And unye problem ni nie. Wona woto aduane ma unuanum na wofie ho ni nyina adi. Enti eye wo say wo so na wo wa enti nipa na wo ne wo ho no bro no so. Do you know his crime? Do you know his jail sentence? If you know this, you will be careful how to deal with people. Recently, Osofo Obi ojina edom nanim wa asore ho na eye ne say onu de oyo obi ama kasa ojina ho na obi ta oti ni free ho nim sofo bi so years ago na me ne very fine me kan say bi kire no wante ojina puppet so na pa owu puppet ni so within 5 minutes. You think you have a microphone, you stand and you talk. So say kra de what na it say we American ni o kan brofo kra o slang it say ye wo American. Me can see ye nimu. Ai na wo drive trolley e wo London nkrofo shop ya wo kogu omuka mu na ko repi obi na adwane ba Ghana. Te say o kan brofo a wo sisisi so te say ye wo abrochire. Odwane mokumukole. Na wo kasa. Wait for it. There are people who are vulnerable. Because of where you stand, you can take their money. You don't know them. You don't know their crime. And you don't know their jail term. You don't know what they can do to you. So sin is sweet, but wait for it. It is a partner. Ekum nipa. Ena ni jail term no waha no serve ya. Na se wo so wi abanche. Ena one na serve ya hwan na ni tiri mu oden. Ti se sa wo kunu ni sika na wo sika na wo yi mana. Enkyere hwe. It was so. Jidis obedwin ha no ho akọ deep. Ya won krofo bi omo ni ebinum nam na omo susa na omo ya na ye omo se omo na omo di omo so na omo kasa rough yan na ye de nsem bebrebe ba ye ho so anka de unim ho hwimpa anka ko anu tum enya se wo so chen made servant nti na wo ye ne de awupa bia obeku ba to atwene unim ne crime ye nyina hye wa uniform ebi ye weak ebi ye we you cannot tell the crime and you panic on it committee. Be careful, beware, be warned. You can only deal with people and escape all their crimes. No, mon fan ba woso. Ubetumi afem se wo this knowledge and then utimi hye nipa din. Na fe wo hunia obeye. Na nsem ho episode bi. Aba show no so. Revelation show you bisa questions. Na me bisa questions. Who say me go beyond me? And I'm say question ya me bisa we. E wa at once wa fe nsuo wasoma ne ba nko hwe ngu for me hwe ni di. Na me bisa me hu se na wo be kire den. E wa na me lock in eye. Afi opopo ni voice na popo che. We don't brag with these things so. No need. If you know, you know. Show when you see the. So when the Bible tells you, it says knowledge is power. Knowledge is power indeed. You will only know this and understand and use this equipment. Yeah, me dey mouse analogy and they determine if when who the entia will behave like this. If when who the entia will behave like that. When who the entia will behave like that. So if you have to run, then you run because the crime not committed, you know, that is now hoarding. Obetumi use also at any point in time. You all wear the same prison dress. You all identify yourself with the same hobbies. And you all do the same thing. You are from the same tribe. Even some ya Igbefo na mo ho, some ya Nkranfo na mo ho, some ya Asantefo na mo ho. Mo nyina mo ya dekoro wo prison ho, mo sha dekoro, but obia ni jail sentence e different and obia crime so e different. Sa le wiase na ye tim no akwaye. And I made me more educated than my rival. Na die na wa me hu ebi ni so ba we hu awakwa akofa no me ne wo kasa wuntie ai o body ni ye tall wo ye fine bibia wo bi but obi a waye nyanwe se wa hu se de waye o ma me ensa ene wo ankasa yina wo kunu agya wo ho edi nachi wo hu ofesen no, but do you know who that person is? This is what we should learn. This is what we should pursue. We should know who we are dealing with. So we know how to approach them. You cannot deal with the person's mechanism. It's the spirit dwelling in the person. It's the person's origin, his crime, and his jail sentence. And no necessarily and son of who said they would deal with the person. Na mene na brepa, bra mene na bre, woni na bre so mami ensa waja hoko. E die be na e confront you. Do you know your jail sentence? Do you know your crime? Do you know who your husband is? And so you believe that you are the same composition. Know that energies that are identified to be the same do not find trouble mingling with each other. This is a serious statement. So munyina mu kowiya cassava. Munyina mu jail sentence yepe. And munyina mu free the same spirit. This is where the Bible says the spirit of God is not the author of confusion. This is what the Bible talks about. And the spirit of God if is roba. So munyina mu free one spirit mu na munyina mu crime and mo sentence ni yepa. And no, there will be no trouble. So what the akroma, any akukone ne ma, egu adan ba kum na utuma, there will be troubles. So what the akroma, any opete, egu dan ba kum now the ball egu ho no mo a, akroma no bewu because onye scavenger. We don't find out any of this. And a zodiac sign, and a zodiac sign, and I fa ha ne kwa ha ne ba ha. Ne kura ne say. The ono ankasa read zodiac sign bisa no saware ye easier nka ba ko tete akire. Saware ye easier ko bisa no ade no ye ne mpana dodo we wo ho. Nye easy o. This is what you need to understand as a jailer in this jail realm. But when you are from a different place, one person's action will be very harmful or disturbing to the other. When it costs a lot of divorce, a lot of rebellious children, we don't find out, we don't know. No one is saying I'm a wood, you're making me a way. What I'm trying to say is that do not expect people to behave as you want them to be for the mere purpose of the way their skin color or their body is or how you treat them. Asori na sadie we wo ya bompa ya mount chinchinachi esa wo repenti. Spiritually empire ni ho. Ha! All these things now you're gallivanting around, shouting and screaming in our formula no. And 3D world you. Enko who? Souls, they don't know price. Spirit don't know price. They don't know offering. They don't know tithe. They don't know advice. Just find where they are and know who they are and what they do and what they do not do. And you are good to go. It's not about who talk car man and now we are saying I didn't know what to be a man so that's where Jamaican. You don't know where she came from. You don't know her crime. You don't know her spirit. Then you will give to know. And the best is not shishi. Because they may not know the root of their spirit, where they are from, why they've been sentenced to earth, why they are here in jail, and they don't know what they are doing here. Just like those of you who are in abroad, most of you have realized that anybody can go to jail. Jail, no matter your crime, you can maneuver. But abrochire went here with tax kura wobeko. Beat traffic. Na camera ninya ukre. No move letter nembro. No men kotu ya se kano. Na hwese wunko jail. Even when you don't pay your taxes, you can end up in jail, full of hardened criminals. Nti ebinu wo ho tax pay no ntu ya no mu jail. You have a lot of reasons that can take people to jail in Abrochi. You may find someone who doesn't look like a criminal. He may tell you, oh, I just came here for a minor offense, and hide these true colors from you. We have people like that. Gana nkwana, ubeko jela. I just say uni obia. Osofo obia mi obia wi amimisika. Na okọ osofo no wa. Osofo awusro nyame. Asore kakraka. When you celebrities akogum na who taking nkrofo for granted nti. Obi awi amimisika also wo bompa egu memeso. Na meja isika no osofo awo encourage kron no. Sa wo bompa na oji wani so. Sa de noise hunu na moto ho na moye no. 2025 there, but is a ban you. Domize ya amro kwame. So what do I say baha? So if there is anything for you to check before doing partnership, marrying business with anybody, this is what you have to check. Check the person's real identity, his crime, and his jail sentence. O check we ya afa obehu de ntia ukunu bewu eja obehu de ntia wo yiri bewu eja. Do we check these things? But when they start hurting you, you may be heartbroken. You don't know who the person is. Ade ameye ma wi nyinara. Ade na we am say. Eye nisu. Eye ne ban. Mo ba wi asem wan say obi no matter how bad or ye weje obi aware ya when you obi fufuru aware da obi movie on there are always other people to hurt. Enti no oba wi we nam no wa ye ni poso okọ oba kan asem de ochena ko obi nya another people have formula. People are serving their jail sentence with their crimes. If you don't check all these things, it's your fault. Ube tunefo. Ube kan asem akire no. Asem biya nyansasem ubeka ade achi nya na okọ mesi gyaye nsan nom oyere wa nom nsan nom nsa wo se gyaye nsan nom ade na menye ma na gyaye nsan no wo ko na nom nsa wa nom nsan wa ye te say yi wo pane show so gyaye bibia obeye well educated person what can bibia onte. Do you know his spirit? Do you know her spirit? Do you know her crime? Do you know her jail sentence? And I feel so worrying until you can change shishi. If you didn't find out, don't worry changing anything, just adjust. If not, run. You don't know where they are from. We are in this prison with different spirits. We are all not the same. I wish pastors will tell their people this when they are getting married and leave that small book they are always reading. Reading in the name of counseling 6 months. They won't check any of this. No, not so for no cry. We're failing in marriage. And they don't check any of these things. Oh, Nanny parent or not that small book. No, we're reading man 6 months. Now my wedding ye your mode. Our any girlfriendophobia. Crofoni jaya sophoni jom or yiri jom ma. Also for them fan ho. not wo okoka omo no ba beku pentokwa fabra we will do it in a grand style. Hypocrite. Mamu jaya wario submit yo kunu o otoga atem afa ni twitwinu ne kora ne sen how far with yours you see etia wonyonku ho a etie diem na submit na etia yonku ho etie diem wakoto de ne bodwe meboa mu de mu jaya e okay eku eme maame ne saman na me jade so me chase mu ba bia mo kanye Christianity anka maame no jaya ware anka wawu ye buru na ashi ni jaka ne saman na me release egumuso obi bisa se enti ye den na me de me committee we me yes e bia one day me yes episode ni so why you met your meter the enti a wushi ade a wushi aye no there are simple things you can check. You are not limited. We are made of different compositions of mechanics. They are being motivated from different origins. Nipa na you asano. Your doors. And so you're the same. You may try to be Maame Grace, but I'm fat. You can even call yourself Maame Grace, still I'm fat. We are different people, different baby yina ye free by. You're different people, different ye different people, different spirit, different baby ye free by, different jail sentence, different crimes. So what you way say you make your own life easy and simple. So one thing we say the biane obi ye die ya wo ya. Enya ha ne ye be pre ye die o. Aha de ye manifesting de ba how. There will be a YouTube channel where we say enye easy, enye cheap. You see no tena se na wa hwehwe bibi ba ko nkro no wa be advert no anya nkro fofoforo na didi omo ho. So on say opening YouTube channel, on say enye cheap. So on say na form. Nti do oboa wo e ma wo be gina ba bia wo gina appreciate that person. There are people until they touch your life, they even if it is one day experience with them, and no the bema wa ye nipa, we don't appreciate any of this. You will fall flat. Me say o ma meduani di one day. Nti na me mpese obi anya me papa me mpese won chama de mpo. Enye se me chio. But eya me din. Say wo ye me ade sei. Me ko be mean to me po. I am indebted. That's how I feel. Obi wo kwa che say on tete wo bu nani eguso. Ni obeye wo ne ni obese o. They are different people from different origins. You don't know them. They've been sentenced to earth. A higher way. Earth is a jail term for different souls and different spirits. Understand this. There are people who have souls but don't have spirits. And there are people who have body, soul, and spirit. We are not the same. So if you are from one planet, and on your planet, your people have not seen certain wickedness before, and someone is also from another planet, maybe in the aquatic world, and have been sent again into the jail of this earth to manifest in a uniform called the body. So what would you make? So we will be a free planet. Me person me bo planet needing to say, but it doesn't mean I won't do it. Na so be for aquatic place hono wo baby a wonu hu wickedness bi ada, but obi for aquatic area hono no so waba jail sentence na wo akotam na bole wo so say wo be ware no mumienu me that na fie. And all of you are black people, all of you are in the same family, and you started doing good to the person, and the person ends up doing you bad, and you don't understand. I want you to understand that not all of us are the same. Obetumi aye wunu no na me chire mu chire wo no, obetumi aye wukunu, obetumi aye wuse, obetumi aye wuse, obetumi aye wuse, obetumi aye wuse. Obia ye different nti na nipa mienu gyae aware a obia kana asema na asem ye de. Nti hwana na asem ye de. De wu ni so no waye obone ono ohu ni se ye bone obi ko ba bi ofiri ba no. E ho no sa bone na wo kana nye bone ye papa omo so omo papa no no. Efani o oja sesi aware wo se onyo anko okume obro me oyemi se oja aware na ne ya no enye obi fufuro de kwa wo se ye ho osere ba. Another man's meat is another man's poison. Monkey no fine, my mama like him. Jail term Hana Yewon, this is what is going on. There are people who are here to crush people's heart. Watch out for the people you want to mingle with. Some of them are killers. Some of them are spiritual robbers. What did they buy with business? A big collapse, a big crashing. Who do you employ? You find out all these things. And to us, where? And then you discuss it. What's spiritual one? You discuss a psychic key. I perfectly understand that social orientation and community background can get people to learn certain greed and ungrateful behaviors. But understand that nothing just happens. Say new mu a new. Me say wunye nipa bone a enye bone obi be yo na be ma waye nipa bone sa na te a anka wunye obi papa na onfa bone ntia wo kada nipa bone wo ho na nipa papa e wo ho e wo say yesuyesu ni am be because of the nipa de ye nti but onipa bia manifest the wo ni mu e wa here ye we. Your body is not you. Nobody's body is sa nipa no. Your spirit is you. Onipa na ogina ho na wuhu no enye onu no ye nipa no. Ba honhom na ati ni mu no eno na ye nipa no ti honhom ban na ati mu we all these quotes na our Bible mu o say if we say the ati mi mu no eso chen dia ewo wiase. What was the meaning of that? The spirit is bigger than the soul, is bigger than the body. It's the spirit that determines who you are, not the body. Bible according fine wo ho. So can't wait to Christiania. Obeka say Yesu na betena nimu.